What's up, Justin? What did you do today?
I top 8'd the Columbus Regional.
Top 8 with what?
Purrely.
Purrely? Are you about to meow everywhere? How did your matchups go? Hey, yo! How were your matchups for today?
They were good. You know, definitely I made a lot of good tech choices going into this event, and you know, the results definitely showed at the end of the day, so I was really happy with that. And yeah, let's definitely get into this.
Dude, I heard you had the spice, but before we get into it, you got any shout outs or anything you want to say before you go into it?
So my buddy Zach over here, my buddy Noah, Miles, Abby, Connor, Jude, all the guys at Pandemonium, all the guys at Battlegrounds Board Games, all the guys at Galaxy Games, all the locals I play at, and then biggest one, my buddy Shane at home.
Hey!
Really good homie of mine.
For sure, and shout out to McDonald's, bro.
Pick this out. You want to play this?
Alright, let's get into this deck profile.
All right. So, very basic. We have the 3 Purrely, pretty standard, and then the 3 Purrely, clearly the only Purrely monsters you want to play. Next, we have the 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash, and triple Droll.
Triple draw, how did you like that?
So going into this, I know I was going to play matchups where it wasn't going to matter. Like it was very iffy against Rescue Ace. I mean, you really have to time that right. But I figured, you know, this is the regionals. I'm going to see a little bit of rogue going in the first couple rounds. I know my final round was Sun Avalon, so this card alone carried. So I was very happy at this card. I did play it on Chain Player, and I saw it as unfortunate, but he bricked, so thank God. So next game, these were the first things to come out, but very happy with this choice going into, I think it was like 400 people, right?
418. It was 418. 9
so.
rounds of Swiss.
So that's it for the monster hand traps. We'll get into some of the spells. I played 3 Street, 3 My Friend, just standard. You definitely need this against Rescue Ace. I mean, every card targets in there. If you don't see this and they had set up their full combo, it's a very rough time, and you might as well scoop up and go to game 2. For the quick plays, played 3 Happy, 3 Beauty, 3 Sleepy, and then the 1 Delicious. Just a standard 2 go-to quick plays. Definitely have to play all those. And then for the non-quick play spells, we play triple Dark Ruler.
How did this work out for you, dude?
This was amazing. So the first 3 rounds, I lost a die roll every single time, and I was able to literally just Dark Ruler their board or dig for it off of Prosperity and just stabilize the board that way. Happiness, get my Noir, spin their stuff, and it just got the job done. You know, this was Fenrir before, but Fenrir just played into Droll way too much, so I'd rather have something, if I do lose the die roll, that's just a little bit better, and I just won't lose to Droll, because I think that card is very heavily sided at the moment. 3 Prosperity. You're very heavy on hand traps in here. Sometimes you might not see a starter, very few and far between, so you definitely need to dig. Highly recommend this card. And then we'll get on to the traps. We have 3 Imperm. I think this is the best hand trap of the format. It doesn't play into talents. Negates a lot of like really annoying cards that just can lock you out of the game. So very, very happy on this one. And then the 1 Purrely. So
how'd you feel about not playing the Dark Road engine?
Not playing the Dark World engine. So I feel like it has that trade-off. I rather play more conservative. I rather play. Yeah, I think that's the best word for it. I think the Dark World engine is very gas. It keeps you a little bit in the game, but it's like if you do get trolled, if you get hand trapped really hard, or they have a lot of interruption, it's just you sit there like they stop you in your tracks. So I think the Dark World engine is very like win more engine compared to something more conservative like the hand traps.
For sure, for sure. And how many cards were in the main deck?
41.
41. 41 was a yeep.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely hard to play it like 2 Street. Like you definitely need the 3rd, especially how the meta's going right now. And you know, That's definitely it. And then Dark Rulers, and Dark Ruler also helped against like Unchained a lot. You know, helped stabilize the board. So that was
makes your life easier, bro. You're able to play the whole game.
Exactly.
Let's get into that extra deck.
All right, extra deck. All right, we'll start with some links. We'll start off a little different. Be Condemned Dark Lord. I was able to draw one match with it today.
Hey, yo, chill.
One Relinquish Anima and one SP Little Knight. This line's insane. A lot of players in the early rounds were playing into the Anima zone, so I'd Anima their monster and just take their monster, summon another Purrely, link off, go SP, and they just got punished for just putting it right in that zone. And,
bro, it's the bootleg pretty memory, bro. It's the bootleg pretty memory.
For XYZs, we play the 1 Happiness, the 1 Purrely Noir, and 2X Purrely Noir, 2 Purrely Beauty, 1 Purrely Plump. So just that basic lineup of Purrely monsters, a little different from other decks. And then the 1 Zeus.
The 1 Zeus.
1 Zeus. I mean, I felt like there was times where I could have used a second Zeus, and I probably would have won games a little bit faster. But I mean, it was definitely an option I chose. All
right, I heard you had some spice today, bro. What's going on? What's going on?
All right, for the spice, 1 Garua, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Draco Knight, or Dragon Knight Draco.
Exquisite. Pxxxnda, something like that.
1 Guilty Gear Freed.
Guilty Gear Freed. So Super Poly is your spice. What's going on?
I felt like Super Poly is carrying this format. I mean, against Rescue Ace, if they would end on like a Baron or SP, you just go into the Guilty. I mean, Super Poly really helps against like Infernobles. Thank God I didn't have to play any today, but there's always Angelic Scream, which sucks. You know, this Mud Dragon against Fire Kings, and then Grua is playing like Labyrinth, and you can punish them if they have a second Fiend on board.
How many times did you actually resolve any of the fusions today?
Once. I punished somebody pretty hard on that one. So it was against a Vanadium player. I was able to go into the Draco, take their Dispatter, and then summon the Dispatter to my side of the field.
That's hot.
I was like, it was very nasty on that point. And at that point, they were just like, wow, that really hurts, you know. So
yeah,
being able to just stop those combo decks in their tracks is very nice.
Dude, that's the sauce. I can't believe you're game changing right now.
Thank you.
Let's get into that side deck.
All right. So chose the 3DD Crows today. I chose this. I know it seems very low impact, but you know, I'd rather stop like the mirror match. I'm very well at this deck. You stop the Purrely, they just kind of sit there on first turn and like, wow, that really sucks. Tier, this helps really good into tier really well. Any graveyard reliant deck, I played Rika, Sun Avalon. As soon as that low key hit the grave, and then they Sunseed Twinned, attempt to activate effect, PD Crowed the low key away, and then they just kind of sat there like, wow, that really sucks. Very seems low impact, but when it comes up, it's definitely there. We have 2 Ghost Spell.
Ghost Spell, I haven't seen that in the format.
So this was like last second thing. It was either going to be this or Summon Limit. I chose this because there was a lot of hype around the rooting stuff after Joshua Schmidt. I felt like a lot of people were going to follow in his tracks. You know, he's a very good player, very out there. So I just had this as like an extra copy of Ash into the Fountain. It's really decent in tier, taking a chain block. I didn't even side in once. I didn't see either of those decks, so I was like, okay.
You're like, I guess.
And this is also somewhat decent into Fire King also. You can hit like their Kyrian or Avara.
Did you play any Fire King today?
No, I didn't play any Fire King.
Dude, everybody's been saying that.
I think people realize until like the new support and Phantom Nightmare. I feel like until that set drops very mid range, I feel like people are realizing it.
Agree.
With that deck. So definitely had decent crossover, and that's why I just landed on him. 2 shifter. I was very afraid of tier. I know it does hurt me a little bit, but if I can shifter them, usually they'll end on a monster. I can try and happiness OTK them and set up my Noir, and then it's a very uphill battle for them at that point. If I would have played Fire King, I probably would have sided this in and then just kind of stopped them there. But didn't play either of those decks today, so you know, here I set 4 cards in my side that didn't even get touched. Definitely MVP of the day. Anytime I saw a Rescue Ace player, first thing to go in. You know, I think this card just carries. The fact that it can't respond, it's amazing. It's fantastic.
It's gas. Everybody's end board is basically Super Poly.
Yeah, seriously. Then we have 1 Duster, 2 Lightning Storm. After the last YCS, I felt like a lot of people were going to be on Lab, a lot of like back row decks, some Bestial variants. You know, if they can't put up Hugin, like you can punish them really hard with these. That's very few and far between though. And then I just, there was a lot of stun going around there today. So I was happy I didn't run into any of it, but this, and then Rescue Ace also, if they can't put up that negate, I mean, you're going second, and if you can interrupt them and they can't put up that negate, you know, their whole back row is gone.
Yeah.
It's very, and then, and 2 Cosmic Cyclones.
Cosmic Cyclone. So you got so much back row removal. You were just, I can tell you're very afraid of that Joshua Schmidt deck.
Yeah, I was very afraid of that. This really has good crossover. I mean, like I said, it hits the fountain, so I was very afraid of that. This hits the Fire King Continuous or the Field Spell. I'd probably hit the Field Spell, to be honest. And this hits Centurion really hard.
Yeah.
So, and then the same thing with Super Poly, that hits Centurion really hard too, because they go, they'll have Legatia and then go into their tuner guy on your turn, and then you just wait for them to activate the field spell, you Super Poly it away, and then you just go from there. You just proceed to win at that point. So, I mean, definitely, I sided this in a couple times and it came up really clutch. So, somebody, the Unchained guy, when he went first, he flipped anti-spell, and I ripped this for turn, and I felt really good. I was like, okay, chain, and then at that point, he's like, yeah, you just got it. I mean,
you're like, bro, stars are aligning with me.
Yeah. So,
any changes you want to make to your side deck or your main deck?
I think it ran well. I think I'd feel very comfortable if I took this to a YCS again and did decent there. I think as it sits right now, clearly the meta's going to shift. Outside that, I don't think I'd make any changes.
For sure. Well, congrats on your top 8. You know, you got another mat over here and a sick win for the end of the year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a good night, dude.
You too.